Hi, this Hello, can y'all hear me? Let me just put the air conditioning fan down a little bit. Okay, hi. Wow. Oh, that's a nice surprise. Everybody's here. Hi, Logify. Hi, Mark. Hi, So Differa Vifion. Okay. Hi, Dennis. Hi, Jack. Hi, Ace Metal. Hi, Rick Coleman. Hi, Metataro. Hi, how are you? Yeah, long time no see. Can hear me, right? Yeah, can hear me, right? Hope you can hear me. How you guys doing? All good? All right, cool. Okay, so I'm missing one more light. That's why it's so dark here. Let me just get the light here. Oh, wow. Ooh, it's a bit of a reach. Okay. All right, hope that's better. So for the last couple of days, I've been doing a little bit of a reshuffling in this room. I will show you what I've done so far. Some of you might know I have a new PC for gaming. Beautiful PC. So now I'm playing all my favorite games like Cyberpunk, Ghost Recon Breakpoint, and my old favorites like Arma 3, Call of Duty, Modern Warfare, stuff like that. Yeah, I know. But that's just for my gaming rig. So the PC running on Windows 11 is just for gaming and for movies and maybe some communication backlog, like some backups and stuff like that. The workstation that I use primarily is my Mac Mini. It's an old Mac Mini actually, but it runs pretty well. Especially now I have it's sort of a video toggle to help up with the stress of rendering videos for the YouTube channel. So it's okay, it's working right now. So anytime it's not sufficient, then it's probably time to get a new Mac Mini with the M2 chip. Right? This is still running on the old pre-M1 chip, because I procured this like 2019 or 18, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe earlier than that. Yeah, 18. Yeah. Anyway, hi Abang Faith. A bit under the weather. Bronchitis? Lost. Oh, it's COVID, man. Have you tested for COVID, Mark? Okay, so well, taste and smell is really important because that's what food is all about. If you can't smell your food, you can't taste your food, and so if you guys are interested in looking at what my current setup is here, I have my other cam here that I can hook up, and let me see where I can hook this up correctly, because I should have a little bit more slack. Sure, do I have a little bit more slack? Dennis, haven't been able to turn anything on. See for 2 weeks thunderstorm, but every 2 hours power off. Oh, that's bad. Yeah, speaking of a thunderstorm, I was in church this morning and it was like, the thunderstorm was like crazy, But yeah, we had a great service and great lunch after that. Okay, you ready? I'm going to show you what I have set up here and kind of explain to you what I procured recently. Let me just set up my windows properly. Display capture, video capture. Yeah, I believe this is in it. And yeah, all right. So okay, so well, it's a bit like white out. So this is the main screen. No change there, except for this this bar, this screen bar here, which comes with a nifty controller. So I could kind of like is it turned on? It is turned on right now. So I could have this. Yeah, can you see that I have this light coming down? So now my desktop is illuminated. If I turn it off, all right, so now I have just the light in front and no backlight. And what is this? Okay, this is no front light, but there's a backlight. All right, and again the front light again. Yeah, so I could actually bring it brighter if I want to, or bring it down, and I can actually change the tint of the light itself. So I think that's pretty cool. I mean, save my eyesight. Yeah, especially when I'm like doing video edits and stuff like that. Now the other interesting stuff that I have going on, let me just turn off this this front light first. Okay, is you can see that my iPad is right now hanging up here because I actually have a stand. Can you see that stand? Like, you know, yeah. So it's being hooked up behind, and this is like a very cool stand that you're seeing here because it's like it's magnetized, you know. So what I did was I bought the wrong one. In fact, my iPad Pro 12 and something inch is the first generation, so it's not compatible to this magnetic stand. This is only compatible from iPad Pro Series 3 onwards because they have built-in magnets within the iPad system itself. The Series 1 do not have it, so I had to buy like magnetic strips and really powerful magnetic strips and kind of like find the right spot for where the stand is and have a double-sided tape which sticks onto my iPad. Yeah, I can't do it right because it's it needs two hands to kind of pull it down, so I don't want to risk my iPad falling off. But I think you guys understand what it's all about. So interesting stand, you know. So if you have an iPad Pro Series 3 onwards, you can actually use this as a sort of a secondary monitor. Yeah. So that's about it. This is what I have. If you're interested in looking at my my PC, which I haven't powered out because there's a whole lot of bling in here. So this is the tower right now. Yeah, and there's a see-through like a fish tank kind of setup. LEDs everywhere. You know, I have the RTX the RTX ray tracing video card, which I think is a 3090 or 80, I forgot. Yeah, enough to run my games, you know, and that's about it. So this is what I have over here. Okay, back to normal programming. Okay, questions? Hi Maki, how are you? Welcome to the channel. Okay. Oh. Remotes for my remotes. This is pretty cool. This is like, you know, yeah. I saw this in TikTok actually, and yeah, guys was like, you know, introducing this, and I thought, yeah, it's pretty cool for my desktop because I need to reclaim a little bit of my desktop space. And with this setup, especially this iPad hanging up here, you know, now my desktop is kind of like, my desktop is able to breathe a little bit, basically. Mark, I haven't tested recently. No, I had COVID before, and it was pretty much the same as this. I don't drive much due to vertigo issues, so it's hard for me to get out to be tested. So I rest at home. Yeah, okay, all right. Yeah, but take care, Mark. You know, anytime you feel any difficulties in breathing, then you should, you know, head out to the hospital and check it out. Carpathus, hot as heck here, deep in the heart of Texas. I've heard that temperature went up as high as 40, 43 in certain parts of Tucson. You know, so yeah, yeah, that's what I heard. So, Mark, the fishing is good here. Jack, you're a Michigan fan, graduate. Hit the like button, guys. Hit the like button. It will help. It will help me here. Metataro, thanks for posting the link to the whole song under my comment in YouTube Shorts. I only search in your videos with a guitar thumbnail. Ah, well, no, you should just subscribe to the channel and you'll be informed of every new channel or every new video that comes out. So, yeah. Anyway, today I don't think I'll be doing much playing because I'm so tired. I woke up really early today. And I went to church. This is the first time I've been to church for almost 2 years. Yeah, it was great to be back, but took a little bit of shuffling, because I teach on Sunday, so I had to shuffle some students over to yesterday, which is Saturday, and in order to make time for church as well as lunch with my friends, so it was good. So after church, I took a nap, like 45 minutes. Yeah, started teaching at 5, so I finished at 9. Had my dinner, knocked out for a while because of food coma. You know how it is. And yeah, so basically that's it, and was thinking of doing a video tonight, but I thought better of it and not do it, so decided to do a live stream. It's a bit last minute, I know. What's this? Oh, cool. All right. Sorry, I'm getting a friend for lunch, but she won't be available until much later. Oh, really? Metataro? Yeah. Then okay, cool. Okay, today we have a couple of stuff here. Let me just show you off. Show you guys the first item. Is the Brian May. What you call it? Kind of small guitar amplifier from Vox. You guys seen this? Yeah. So recently, City Music just sent me one of these to kind of like try it out. And I can't wait to play some Queen. That is if I know how to play some Queen. So basically, the box comes with a nice booklet, I think, of the whole contraction. This has probably been opened before, so it's not really a complete unboxing. So the thing is really small. I reviewed a couple of these before in my channel. These mini amps from Vox. They're pretty good, and they run on YouTube. Yeah, so not the real thing, but dude, focus, man. What happened? Okay, yeah. There you go. So this is the Brian May mini amp from Vox, and you have a couple of assortment of outs. Can you guys see this? Yeah. So pretty interesting. You have a VU meter. This is so cute. You have a VU meter over here at the front. This cute little VU meter. You have volume, tone, and gain. Real simple. Behind you have output for your line or speaker output. Wow, it can drive a, yeah, I forgot. It drives a cab if you hook up a cab to it, which I probably won't be doing. I'll probably hook up the phone out, or I could still hook up on the speaker out and run it to my cab clone, my Mesa Boogie cab clone, and still work. And you have treble boost. You have 2 sets of EQ, flat and deep. Interesting. Yeah. Ooh. Yeah, so like if you go to my channel, if you check out the playlist under Vox, you will see a couple of these amps around, which I enjoy tremendously, reviewing, because some of them are really good, Okay, so you have a booklet here. Oh wow, these are like postcards, dude. Right, sorry, cover your face, Mr. Brian May. Yeah, these are like postcards. Interesting, like photographs. This is Brian May when he was really young. So cool. It's a shot of him during concert. Right. Another beautiful shot of him. I love all this black and white, you know, these old photos, black and white. Somehow I just love black and white photos, you know. This is another one. I think this is more recent. Finally, this one. Interesting. One of the most influential guitar player of all time, Mr. Brian May. Yeah. And it comes with a what you call this, a keychain. Interesting. Okay. Yeah. Nice. Nicely packaged. Very nice. Include travel booster. Yeah, I saw the travel booster behind. Right. So done. Second item is pretty new. I think it was just released about a couple of weeks ago, if I'm not mistaken. Not too long ago. And this is from Hotone, which is Ampero Mini. Yeah. So you've seen me review the Ampereo, and there's one more. There's an anniversary Ampereo model in red, which is really nice. So this is the mini version. It's like supposed to do the unboxing, but you know, I don't care. Just gonna do the unboxing, man. And this is how it looks like. Small 2-foot switch unit, really easy and compact and portable to carry. You have a couple of outs here. You have a mono or stereo out. You have a control and expression pedal if you want to hook up. So there is a jack for this. And then you have the input jack and phones out, auxiliary in. So in case you're pumping in like MP3 players, and you have overall volume, 9-volt in. So this runs on 9-volt. Not, yeah, they have their own power supply actually. Yeah, it's included. Yeah, you can use their own power supply if you want to, or just hook it up with your power supply in your pedal board, and you're good to go. So I don't know how this is, because if I'm not mistaken, you have to run already do your edits with your Ampereo software. There's a name for it, which I forgot. Yeah, horrible reviewer I am. But yeah, I think it works best with the what you call it, the software. And 2 switches. Again, there's always a looper in all these products, so you have a looper function for this, and probably patch up and down, and that's about it. Yeah, so it's very, very basic. Maybe for like, you know, simple gigs. Yeah. But if you looking for something more elaborate, like, you know, individual on and off for basic effects, like, you know, individual effects, then you probably will be out of luck here. But there's a USB port out, but I do not know whether you can hook this up to a sort of MIDI controller. You know, as far as I know, most of the time they have like very different switches or a MIDI jack out and in. So I do not know whether a USB port will work. Sometimes it does, you know. So it gets really confusing, you know. I'm old, so I like my stuff really basic. Like, you know, if it's gonna be like a multi effects unit, then I want it to be a multi effects unit where I can control everything, and I know where everything is. So I'm guessing that this is like a really stripped down version of the Ampereo. Okay. Right, so just gonna read a little bit. What is this? So it's still like a amp modeler and effects. So you can hook up. Okay. Oh, interesting. Wait. You can hook up another set of foot switches if you want to. All right, or a expression control, like expression pedal. All right. So I'm guessing it works like the Ampero, but with just 2 foot switches. So I don't know how does it work. It has a looper like the old like the big Ampereo. You have drums included in the looper section. With the what you call that, with the Ampereo editor software, you're able to, I hope you can use our IRs. If you have your IRs, you can probably load them in. Yeah, you know, I'll try it out and give it a play. What it says here is that powerful, but yeah, not much of information. Oh, so now you can actually mimic acoustic guitars with your electric guitars if you want to. So there's a new sort of function there for you. Right. So this is from Hotone. Yeah. Hi Gregory. Hi J Johnny. Who else is here? Okay. Yeah. Yeah, you should read the story about how the red guitar was born. He and his dad actually built a guitar together, which is really interesting. Right, got that over with. Now I'm going to show you another thing, which is not another thing, which is a whole set of other stuff. So this box is from NUX. I don't think I showed you guys before what came in the other day from China, and the guy that I liaise with in NUX is a guy called Monk, a really nice guy. He's Taiwanese, by the way, and he was in town last week. I had some time with him, so yeah, it's pretty interesting conversation that I had with him. So they are developing some new products which are really interesting. So I'll let you guys know. But what we have here is new pedals from we call it the Stompbox series, I guess, the Core Deluxe Mark II Stompbox series. So this is a metal core. I don't even know what is this. This is what? This is a 3 high gain amp models in a compact enclosure. Oh, wow. So, a dual rectifier based on a Mesa Boogie. So this is like a pedal that simulates 3 amps. You have one's based on the Mesa Boogie dual rectifier, then the other one's a Fireman, which is based on the Freeman B100, and then a VH4 Van Halen, I guess, based on the Diesel VH4. And there's IR out for ampless applications, so there are IRs included, I guess. And I think you can probably load in your own IRs. It's pretty interesting. It's called Metalcore. Check this out. If you haven't seen it yet, interesting. Right. The other one would be Verb Core. So I said again, this is from the Core Deluxe series. So what does this feature? This features 8 reverb types in a compact enclosure. Same thing. Room, hall, plate, damp, shim, spring, tree verb, mod verb, holding freeze. That's nice. True bypass and all that. Kill dry. And, what else you have? Nothing else. So this is the Verb Core. Interesting. I'll be testing all this out, through a period of time. There are a couple of more things that I haven't tested out from NUX. Okay, so this is another one. This is the time core. So I guess this is like a delay unit. 7 delay type in the compact enclosure. Whew. Digital delay, musical digital delay with golden ratio. That's the first time I heard the term. Second repeat hit, 18, okay, analog delay, modulation delay, tape echo, pan delay, verb delay, reverse delay, nice, SOS, 40 seconds stereo phase loop, so there's a loop here, subdivision with smart tap tempo, interesting, maximum it goes up to 1580 millisecond, true bypass and everything. So again, from the core series, this is the time core, right? Delay unit. Last but not least, under this series, you have the mod core. Oh yeah, what do you expect? So I guess this is what the 8 modulation types like stereo chorus, right? Which there are a couple of simulations with the CE one, the old Roland CE one, SCF chorus, SCF flanger, SCF PM. What is PM? Univibe chorus, Univibe vibrato, and phaser 100. Right, so the stereo chorus is based on MXR stereo chorus. Interesting. CE1 is based on the Boss CE1. SCF is based on a TC Electronic SCF stereo chorus flanger. U-Vibe is Univibe, based on the Dunlop Univibe chorus slash vibrato. PH100 is based on the MXR phaser phase 100. Interesting. How do they pack so many things into one? I can't wait to try this out and see what sort of sound this would provide. Yeah. Alright, then he passed me this, which is like, you guys probably will be interested in. This is like a desktop modeling amplifier. I had a bigger one in my living room, so I'll probably going to do a review, a video for both of them. So this is the smaller version. This is the Mighty Lite Bluetooth Mark II desktop amplifier. All right, really small. And behind you have, well, on the top, I guess you have an input jack, gain, volume, tone, reverb, or delay, and then the various out, phones out. There is even a looper again, yeah, with drums. So this is the back panel, or rather the top panel. Can you see that? Yeah. Right. So it's Bluetooth, and I think you can use the wireless connection if you want to. I do not know whether they come in with the wireless connection. Some of them do, which is so generous of them. So I have a bigger one, which I think will probably sound a little bit louder, more bass response. Yeah. So interesting. So these are the new pedals that I can't wait to try. Right. Now, Mark was telling me something else. He was saying, what's this plant doing here? Anyway. He was telling me that there is a chorus that he sent me which has the vibe. What's this? So these are the small ones. These are the mini core series. So he sent me a couple of these. I have my hand full, I have my hands full. So I don't know when I have the time to actually do the review for this. So yeah, so he sent me these two mini effects unit. So one of them, well, there is one is called Mini Super Chorus, and the other one is Yukio Chorus. Right? And apparently one of them includes a chorus that I'm looking for, and I'll tell you why. Because it's based on the Dude, it's not stated here. So he stated, he told me through message. I'll check it out. Hold on. Give me a couple of minutes. There you go. So so it's a Yuki, the pink one, this one, right? You have a stereo chorus SCH1 and CE1. No, that's not the one I'm talking about. That's another one. Yeah, that's it. That's it. This is a stereo. Yeah, so this is SCH1 is based on the Arion, ARION SCH1. And this is a chorus effect that I've been trying to get my hands on. Discontinued. So this specific chorus unit, the simulation is in this pink looking chorus unit. This Arion SCH1 was used by Michael Landau. Michael Landau in some of his most iconic solos in the 80s. And it's a real nice sounding chorus. So I just can't wait to try this on here and get the Michael Landau chorusy sound. So it's pretty interesting. Hey. What was it? I gotta get a Vox so easy to carry away with my 8-inch orange cap. My HKM is pocket size. My easiest pedal board is Boss ME80. Okay, alright. J Johnny, beats having 10 Stompboxes auto switches. Love to hear your review on these pedals from Gregory. Dennis, beware, an AI guitar player is going to take our place on stage, but it won't be nearly as good looking. J Johnny, they look kind of like they're based off Eventide Factor pedals. Oh, NUX pedals are like bass. You know, they have a lot of R&D. So I know because I've been doing that for a couple of years, and the R&D is top notch. You know, they actually spend time researching, almost like, you know, like what Line 6 used to do. You know. So what is this? This is like voodoo vibe. You know, I even have a voodoo vibe here. Put this last because I'm going to review this pretty soon. Pedals at one time. And I have a. I haven't reviewed this yet from Joyo. This is like a preamp. Yeah, this will be interesting. And there's another one here. This is also another chorus unit. So many chorus units, you know. So yeah, I'm gonna take my own sweet time. No rush. Okay, I'm done. Done. Show and tell is over, gents. They look kind of like based off. Yeah, okay. What else is there? Yeah, I'm probably gonna get a couple of guitars to review next week. So yeah, but for the time being, there's only one guitar left not reviewed, and probably gonna do it somewhere next week. We'll see how it goes. What I like is the price. Young players can get cool effects. So much music stuff is overpriced. Oh yeah, you're right. And that's the thing about NUX. You know, they actually have really nice pedals for really affordable prices. You know. Ooh. So what have you guys been doing? I think it's Sunday morning for you guys, right? That Gibson was very nice, but so heavy. But some people don't mind. I do. It's so heavy. It's like 4.4 or 4.3 or 4.5 kg. Oh my good lord. You know, but the thing is, it sounded really good. Yeah, and that's probably due to the weight of the whole body. You know, the body weighs a ton, but I'm sure it contributes to the sound. You know, when you play a Gibson like that, and you play, say, a McCarthy, 594, even though it's a core model or a S2, you can just straight away tell the difference. You know, I mean, you play, there's a whole different vibe going on. So I'm not saying this just to justify the fact that Gibson is worth the money. I don't give two hoots about that. The fact remains that why people prefer the Gibson guitar is very apparent, because they sound and play very differently. Given the fact that the Gibson guitars have horrendous design flaws, especially with the neck, these strings, and how the neck will break off easily, and how the way the string travels through the neck will cause tuning problems. Apart from that, the guitar just has a very distinct sound. And the pickups that were used back then, the Burstbuster, Burstbucker 1 and 2 and 3, the latest iteration, probably 4, I don't know. But the Burstbuckers sounded really good. And then you have the other more high output, where you can use the Les Paul for rocket, for, like what Slash would use, for rock stuff, heavy metal, in fact. And there's a reason why the guitars are sounding so good, because sometimes when people say, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, and sometimes people are just too clever sometimes for their own good, and they start chambering, they started weight relief processes, like digging 9 holes, some as much as 12, and it plays a part in the tone. There'll be significant tonal changes all through the guitars, as opposed to a piece of solid wood, like what you saw and heard in the traditional, just one piece of mahogany, so it just sounds different. I put together a pedal board with all Behringer pedals. Can't wait to try it. If Storm will give me a ring, that's pretty interesting. Yeah, Behringer makes very good pedals too. Touch and go sometimes, but their stuff are really affordable. I really like their board and their monitor system. I used one of those in Beijing, in China, when I went there for a show and we had rehearsal in the studio, and they were using all Behringer stuff, including the like a rip off of the Avion system. It works, it just works flawlessly. Yeah, interesting. J Johnny, 3 days of EDM on synths and drum machines. Ooh, yeah, that would drive me crazy. All right. Don't get me wrong. I love EDMs. Testing my homemade amp. Wow, PR clone. Oh, nice. That's nice. Yeah, guys. So if you want to buy me coffee, go ahead and do what? I forgot. What are you supposed to do if you want to buy me coffee? Super chat. Yeah, hit the super chat, sticker, and yeah, whatever you do, like in this live stream that you're watching, the super chat and stuff like that, super sticker or whatever, you can buy me coffee. What about the stream, John, shows that you don't need to spend a ton of money to sound great. Yeah, basically you don't have to. I was asked a question, I think by one of my subscribers, a long-time subscriber, lovely girl, lovely woman named Claudia J. I believe she's Italian, if I'm not mistaken. Anyway, she says, she asked me whether, how would I set up a studio setup capable of doing recordings and whatnot with a $5,000 budget. Yeah, and I wanted to ask her, like, $5,000 from scratch, or you already have a computer system that you can work with, and the 5,000 is just for equipment. So I'm probably gonna like ask her what she's asking, because if you're talking about 5,000 from scratch, it's gonna be hard, because if you're using an Apple system, you know the Mac Mini will set you back, right? A couple of $1,000, like maybe the cheaper ones, well, I'm not saying cheaper ones, the more affordable will set you back probably about 1,006, 1,008 US. And then you're talking about monitor, like monitor system, like monitor speakers. You're gonna have good ones, or else you cannot monitor properly. So you can still make do with 5,000 without the computer system. You can, I think you can still do it. Have a good set of monitors, a really nice interface. Doesn't have to be UAD. Doesn't have to be Apollo Twin. You can have the ones that from SSL, which are pretty good and pretty affordable, or even Focusrite. A good set of speakers, is monitor speakers, is vital. So there are a couple of them in the market that you can kind of choose from. The Mackie has a bad rep sometimes, but I've listened to them because City Music carries Mackies, and they're actually not bad. The prices are ranges from really affordable to really high price. Of course, if you have the money to burn, you can get a pair of Channel X if you want to. Some old school which stick to Yamaha NS10s, the new one NS10M Mark II or something, Mark III. So you have your monitor speakers set, your interface set. The rest is just microphones. So microphones are easy because it's so affordable in Thomann. I have like 3-4 microphones, tube microphones, okay, mind you, from Thomann, and they don't cost me a whole lot of money, and they serve its purposes. If you listen to my covers, you listen to my acoustic recordings, they're all mostly recorded with the Thomann T-Bone SCT 800. I have 2 of these, and I also have 2 more. One is a retro for vocal recording. These are all tube mics, okay, and they sound beautiful. Doesn't cost you a lot, probably about 300 for a tube mic. Why not? You can buy a couple of these, so you can kind of like vary it what you want to do. And Thomann also sells under T-Bone nice ribbon mics if you want to choose to mic up your amp, and maybe another, probably a SM57, yeah, or some dynamic mic. You can get those at very affordable price. And of course, you gotta cater some money for the microphone stands and all that. And if you're starting from scratch, you gotta think about getting your DAW, your digital audio workstation, going. Like, what are you familiar with? Logic or Digital Performer. What's the other one? The new one, I forgot what it's called. Cakewalk, and there's another one. Yeah, so it's up to you, your own preference, what you want for your digital audio workstation. And then comes the plugin. Like, so if you're like me, I try to minimize miking out. I will get a Helix Native, which is really affordable for its price range, and you can do a whole ton of stuff there, and you don't have to worry about updates because they constantly update, like amps, cap sims, effects. So you're set for years to come. And other than that, you probably got to buy like plugins like drum software, like. So I use Addictive too. I love it because of the convenience of it. For me, I'll prefer, like, the other ones, like Superior or Superior Drum, whatever, the more expensive ones. And if you're a keyboard player, you're probably going to get some Ivories, some nice piano plugins, depending on what you want to do. And if you're into string programming, right, string arrangement, then you're probably going to go for like nice string sounds. Then all these are all in the market. Prices have dropped considerably. There are a couple of plugin makers that actually some plugins do not really cost a lot these days, so you can get by with maybe about 5,000. Yeah. I can stretch a string between two trees and make a hammock out of it and just sleep. But sleeping with two strings would probably be a bit dangerous. Yeah. Ah, Reaper. Okay, that's not too bad. Hi, Klaus. You got an old Packet Bell computer that has a fantastic mixing app on board. Windows 95? Oh, good lord. Okay, it was built like a tank. Very reliable. Okay. I was building my PC. Now let me just tell you the whole story about why I got myself a new PC. So my old system has been around, running on Windows 10 for the longest time, about 10 years. I was running all sorts of games and it was lagging really badly. And a couple of games I couldn't play. And I was feeling really frustrated, like, a year and a half ago. And I wanted to change computers, but I didn't want to spend the extra money, you know. So what happened was, like, last 10 days ago, or maybe more, my Wi-Fi USB adapter kind of broke down on my PC. Now the Mac Mini is running on its built-in Wi-Fi receiver, so it's cool. But the old PC that I had didn't have that card, didn't have that function on the motherboard, so I had to like buy a separate USB Wi-Fi adapter for it, and it conked out. It died on me, so I decided to, hey, let me go and buy a new one. I head down to this place called Simlim Towers. So some of you guys might not have been in these parts, but Simlim Tower is where you go for a computer heaven, a computer parts heaven. It's like 7 stories high, the building, and every floor is packed with computer peripherals, makers, games, all sorts of stuff, little connectors. You will love it, Dennis. But I think you will love the other one, which is called Simlim Towers, where they sell all sorts of stuff like power supplies, Mogami cables, and all sorts of Nutrix connectors and all that stuff. That is in Simlim Towers. Simlim Square is where all the computer stuff is at. So I went over there. I found the one that I'm looking for, and I asked the guy, which this is a shop that I used to frequent a lot because they have wonderful service. And I asked him, like, so how much does it cost me to set up a new computer where I can run Red Dead Redemption 2 without any problem, or Cyberpunk? And he quoted me and told me this package, I go, okay, wow. And he gave me some discount here and there, like, push off certain stuff. And I said, okay, let me think about it. Well, I'll go down and have my coffee. So I went down, have my coffee, and I go like, well, since I'm here, I might just like, get it done and over with. And I went up and said, okay, build me one. How long does it take? 45 minutes. So he put all the parts down, in the motherboard, so every parts was like, I'm gonna list up to you because I have the information here. Like, yeah. So this is a box for the motherboard. So I'm using a Gigabyte. This is a BM60M. Don't ask me, okay? So I only know how to play games, and I don't even know how to build one. So I get people to build one for me. I don't think I'm being fleeced by it because a couple of nice stuff here. So I have Intel i5. I didn't go for the Intel i9 or even the i7. i5 is good enough because this is the 12th generation. And what does it have? 2.5 gigahertz, 1344, 13th generation, sorry. Right? 20 megabyte CPU. Then I have the Gigabyte BM60 motherboard with built-in Wi-Fi, and it's really nice. They have a connector out where you can hook up external like an antenna for your Wi-Fi reception. Love it. And then you have then I have what I have 16 gig. Oh, I have 32. Sorry, do I have 32? I don't know. I don't know what I bought. Yeah, I have 32 Kemitio RAM DDR4 and RAM with heatsink. Right, and then I have a I have a 500 gig SSD for the main drive. I didn't want too big for that, and then I have a different one, a Crucial SSD card, which is 1 TB, and then I have the Gigabyte RTX 3070 Eagle overclock 8 GB GDDR6 graphics card, which is so cool. You know, it has like real nice what you call that, the LED lights and stuff like that. And then I have a Cooler Master power supply, 750 watts power supply. Yeah, probably a bit overkill, but I don't care. And then I have a casing, a really nice casing, which you just saw, a Comstar with all the lights and everything, with 4 RGB fans and lights. And then Microsoft Windows 11 Home Edition pre-installed. That's about it. So the installation cost me $40 Singapore. That's like $28 US just for the installation. The whole thing set me back 1,890 Singapore dollars. Hey Siri, how much is 1,890 Singapore dollars in US dollars?
$1,890 is $1,403 US dollars and 95 cents.
So 1,004 for a full gaming rig, you know, without the monitors, right? Just a gaming rig. I thought it was a pretty good deal. So yeah. So I came home with a new set of computer, and my wife going like, you know, raising her eyebrows and going, what's this? Well, honey, you know, my old computer just broke down. You know, I couldn't do any work on it. So that's the whole story, and that's the truth, you know. What, Daniel M, hi. I want to buy a Strat just to have fun with it and have one, but that's why I don't want to spend too much. Do you have a recommendation for a Strat? Be great. Harley Benton, yeah. Go check out Harley Benton's website and choose a Strat of your liking. Yeah, correct. Yeah, you can get really nice Strat sounds with the new Harley Bentons, especially this anniversary model. Yeah, they're really, really nice. Yeah. Dennis, I got enough wire to run away to Singapore. I'll bet. Logify, John, will you also move the streaming to Windows or it stays on Mac? Yeah. So I have all my setup, my streaming software all hooked up on the Mac. So I don't want to import and export. Although I'm sure this Windows 11 on my new PC rig is capable of running streaming software, no problem. You know. Dennis, my brother gave me a video amp that will run video 3. Oh wow, nice. You have to have a booster to run cable for video when you go 300 feet. Yeah, that's right. Play 2 Hertz. Hey, great specs for a music machine, but it's not for music. It's meant for gaming. Yeah. Just explain you have to need it. Yeah, I need it. Will it be loud today? No, Klaus. I won't be playing today. I'm gonna take a break from playing. Yeah, I've been like teaching, like I was mentioning earlier, this whole day. So, right. So I could probably run music on the PC, which I don't want to. The PC had come a long way. It used to be so unstable back in when Windows 95 was at its infancy. It kind of improved throughout, you know, Windows 2000. I remember this one, you know, and whatever you have. Now you have Windows 11, which is pretty stable. I kind of like the whole interface. The reason why I still maintain everything on the Mac is because I have the Universal Audio, Apollo Twin, and my quad. So everything is there, and this is my studio setup. You know, every time I work on a project on my UAD, I just feel like I'm back in the studio again, you know. So it's a comfortable feeling for me, and I'm not going to change it anytime soon. Right. So anyway, my cameras and everything is all hooked up with my video card and everything into my Mac. So I don't want to hassle to kind of change everything and port it over. Yeah, not worth the trouble. You guys can hear me, right? Am I too soft, or should I bring up my gain just a little bit? Yeah. Oh yes, and I have a 00016, 18, 00018, Martin 00018. It's in my living room. Nice guitar. So I was playing it in City Music when I went down the other day and brought it home. So that's another guitar that I'll be doing a review on. Yeah, interesting. Hi, Kane. Oh, wow, Akron, Ohio. Nice. Yeah. I try to give as much information as I can, but like some of you, I'm still learning, so I never profess to know everything. Um, I'm still learning like you guys, some of you guys. So I'm still making mistakes here and there, like some appointments. Like I believe Logify mentioned that the nut on the Les Paul is Techrite. I think it's true. It's not bone, because the one on the traditional Standard Pro is not bone either. It's like a plastic kind of thing, But they don't call it plastic. They call it something else. Like yeah. So it's probably a Techrite. Yeah, Techrite material. Okay. Thank you. Any questions you guys want to ask? I'm not gonna do this stream too long. Probably an hour 15. I'm out of here. Yeah. So if there's any questions you guys want to ask me, feel free to go ahead. Oh, now I had a question once about soundproofing my room. My room is the worst of the worst because of this stupid window air conditioning unit that I have. Because it's a window unit, I cannot isolate myself completely from the outside noise because air has to come in from somewhere. And my neighborhood is pretty noisy at times. You got the cleaners cleaning up, the rubbish chutes, kids playing, some women singing karaoke and stuff like that. So the only time that is really quiet is around this time, after 1 a.m. And this is the time where I usually do the bulk of my work when I'm doing a project. Like if I'm doing backup vocals or whether I'm doing like acoustic guitars, things that need sound isolation. This is the timing that I used to work. So I'm basically a night owl, and that's why I function best in the night because of the environment that I'm in. Now, what I did was to have some nice soundproofing materials on the window panels as much as I can. If you can see, my door here has some paneling, which is not enough, but it's okay, it suffices. But the bulk of it is the carpet that I have and the amount of CDs and DVDs that I have right here. I'm looking at it right now. So you guys want to see it? I'll show it to you. But all this helps in kind of like dampening the acoustic in this room, which is not much because it's, after all, it's a small room. Where are we? Here we go. Okay, so this is how it looks like. So this is where the screen is, and this is where all my DVDs and stuff are like, and soundproofing, can you see right here in the top there? These are all soundproofing. Guitars are hang across the window, but behind the window, I have further soundproofing here. So the guitars act as buffers too. So does the guitars behind me. They all act as buffers, so you can see some soundproofing on the door, on the top of the door. Not very professional, but it suffices. And then around the other end, I have some more CDs and stuff like that, and yeah, and then my floor is carpeted, so yeah, it kind of like, I kind of like the sound that I'm getting here. So when I'm playing like acoustic guitars and stuff like that, there's no problem, Claus, I bought a HP 446 mostly because of your video and I love it. Ah, You're most welcome, Klaus. Jay and Johnny, are you doing any tours? I'm not sure yet because right now I have no tours ongoing. Probably towards the end of the year, I may head out to the States. I just might, no confirmed plans yet. Play 2 Hz. How many students do you teach a day? I only teach on Sundays, and now I have some students on Saturdays. So at one time I was handling like 7 students on Sunday per day. So it gets really tiring. Yeah. Gregory, when you play live, what do you use, 1 or 2 amps? If so, what are they? I don't use amps at all when I play live. Yeah, I used to, but I stopped using them when I started using the Line 6 stuff. And now I just predominantly use my Helix, and that's about it. So my backline doesn't consist of any amps at all, just my Helix straight through to the FOH and through back to my in-ear monitor, and that's it. Yeah, easy, less complication. Soundmen love me. Yeah, the FOH engineers love me. Looking back at the playback. God, my room is so messy. Oh yeah, I forgot to tell you, I bought something which I think, what features do you like about the Quad Cortex? Probably the capturing of the effects, but then again, I'm going like, if I want to capture an effect or an amp, it has to be the setting that I like, and once I get the right setting, that I capture it. But it's pretty constricting, right? Because you don't actually have that pedal to kind of play around with, unlike the Helix, where you have the pedals, the effects, and you can kind of play with it, various parameters. But I'm not sure you can do that on a Quad Cortex. Probably just the settings that you have captured on, and that's about it. But I'm not sure yet because I haven't had my hands on the Quad Cortex, which I'm requesting. So once I have my hands on it, I'll probably do a full review and see what it's all about. Yeah, I want to tell you about this couple of stuff that I bought. I hope I have all. Sure hope I didn't miss any one of these. So basically, these are like where is it? Okay, so this, okay, there you go. I have another one here. If you're a guitar player, you should get one of these. So basically, these are like Allen keys, Allen screw head, but in a screwdriver kind of format. The reason why I think that you guys should have it is because most of the Allen key comes in like an L shape, right? Like an L shape. And when you are tightening stuff in on your saddles, like when you have a tremolo system and you want to like make your tremolo arm stick to a certain position, there is a grub screw there which is Allen key, and sometimes it's really hard to maneuver yourself around it, and because it's of the weird nature this L tool is, it gets really frustrating. So I decided to get one of these. In fact, 2 sizes of this. I forgot what is this 1.5 millimeter or 0 D15 0.25. What is this? This number 8, 1.5 millimeter, and the other one is a 1.27 millimeter, because these two are mostly used in all tremolo system or saddles or stuff like that. So I can just kind of do this, it's easier. It just makes my life a whole lot easier when I'm doing like adjustment on the intonation on the bridge, where your ABR bridge or your tremolo system, your tremolo bridge, whether you want to do intonation or tighten up certain stuff. you do this with this, and these are all made in Japan because they're not like made in China or stuff like that. These are really well made precision tools, and they're not expensive. Yeah, so I thought I'd tell you guys about it and share this with you guys. Hi, Les. I want a Cortex or Helix 4 tool heads and too much braid. Yeah, go for it. Floyd. My Studio 2 2012. That's kind of big. Kane, do you find the electronics and pickups to be the same on? Well, they it's an interesting question. Something that I've been asked countless of times. I think on the whole they're about the same, but they are not the same. Yeah, I can't really pinpoint what is different because I didn't have a chance to like open up and compare what's from the States and what's from Indonesia. But they just sound different. It could be a mixture of the wood material, the way the electronics are. I don't know. Yeah, but I don't think they're the same. Hey, Logify, I want to ask you a question. Where are you based, actually? Half wall and 45-degree wall, carpet on floor, 2 dormers, 512. Ooh, bathroom at end with cast iron tub for echo chamber. Bed in the middle to dampen sound. Acoustics are astounding. I'm sure it is. Dennis, I'm sure it is. Old timer like you probably know what the heck you're doing. Oh boy. Like, I'm really tired right now, and you thought I would go to bed, right? But chances are, after the stream, I'll be playing my games. Yeah, until I really really can't take it anymore. Like my eyes are like shutting down on me, and then I'll go to bed. But right now, it's a bit too early for me to go to bed. Any more questions? I believe that to be true on the Fullerton Deluxe, or rather guitars that came out from Fullerton. I do believe that. I find some guitars that came out from Indonesia, yeah. The earlier batches, not the recent ones. Yeah. All right, Kane. Thank you. Did I answer your question? I hope I did. Yes, I will. I'll enjoy my new PC. Logify never answered my question. Where are you based? I saw your video. I saw your channel. I went to visit your channel. Les Hooper. Those were some nice Les Pauls I saw a pic on here. Oh yeah, 2 of them are mine. The other 2 they're not. The blue traditional, and there's one custom shop. No, those are not mine. Can't even afford a custom shop. That guitar costs a bomb. I just had the other 2. Yeah, and one of it is which is a gift from an old friend of mine. Oh, okay. You sent me an email. All right. Cool. I did get your email. I forgot what is it about. What was it about? I forgot. You were asking me something, right? Let me just check my email real fast. Oh, and I know, Melody. So sorry. Um, what? Honey Bentons are closed. Oh, you're Turkey. Oh, okay. Nice. And you are one good-looking fellow. You are, Rogerfy. Yeah. You are so handsome. Oh, really? No, I didn't receive those. Wait. Which email did you send? Let me see now. No. Let me see. No, I don't have it. Do you send it to my Gmail account, or which account do you send it to? No, I don't have it, Dodgify. Could you just resend it to me again? Yeah. Oh, I went to your channel anyway, so I checked it out. I don't know why I went to your channel. Why did I go to your channel? Anyway, good looking fella you are. Okay, so let me see now. Les Huber, what guitar tone are you most enamored by? Guitar tone? What? This kind of broad stroke, you know. What do you mean guitar tone? Yahoo? Mm-hmm. Yeah, so you want to like narrow it down for me so I can answer your question? No, I don't have it. I checked my spam. You're not there. Although it'd be lovely to have some spam right now. Yeah. I don't see you. I got a whole lot of spam under my Yahoo account, which is like notoriously guilty of spam collection everywhere. No, I don't have it, so it's weird. Do I have it blocked? No. Let me check my inbox again. Nope. Never mind. I'll wait for your next email. All right, Roger 5. No, I didn't. I just checked. That's nothing. All right. So give me the tone from my old D28. Oh, sure, man. Just send over your old D28, and I'll have that tone ready for you. Nothing beats the tone of a old guitar. You know, nothing beats it. My D35 now sounds really different from the first day I got it, which already sounded really good because it was in the display for a couple of weeks, you know, and it was allowed to breathe a little bit. And even though it's been on the display for a couple of weeks, there is a whole lot of difference because the guys in Sydney are just such sweethearts. You know, they say, hey, look, we got new D35s. We can break it out of the box and you can just try it. I say, yeah, just bring down one. And he brought down a brand new, still in a box D35. I picked it up and I played, compare it with the one I have right now, which is on a display model, and just sound totally different. So now, since I have it like almost 2 years, it sounds really different. It sounds really good. Belt like, warm, lovely. So nothing beats the sound of an old guitar. Nothing. Ever play Amber Virtual? No, I have not. You must have it in the sent section. Okay, so now I know they call Milo. I periodically make a sandwich out of my spam folder. Easiest way to get it. Oh, I like spam. I love spam. You know, we had this air fryer thing, right? So if you guys haven't checked out air fryer, especially you, Dennis, you should get one. Yeah, cut down the spam in like really thin slices and put it in the air fryer. Goes really well with butter, cucumber, a dash of tomato, bread, sourdough the best, you know. And, wow, nice. Okay, okay. You check. No. Nothing's coming in. Don't have anything here yet. Just weird. Hmm. Oh, okay, I got it. It's in spam. Why is it in spam? Move to inbox. Okay. Got a guy here. He's from Guitar Anatomy. Own range of pickups called Fuzzy Duck pickups. Okay, someone want to send me pickups. Interesting. I don't know where they're from, but I'll take a look. Move to inbox. Where else do I have here? Okay. I got you, Milo. Yeah. I turned mine into spam filters. Yeah, nice. Yeah, I tried some of those, but it's a bit too salty for me. You know, I like my spam to go with bread. You know, any kind of bread. I just had a can of spam last week. A spam sandwich a day keeps the spammers away. Yeah, right. A Tally has a certain tone is famous for. A Les Paul has a very recognizable tone. A Strat is own tone. That's what I mean. Do you have? Oh, okay. Now I understand. Strat for me. Always been a fan of the way the Strat is, the sound, the look, especially the sound. I was just teaching today. What's this? Yeah, I was teaching today, and I was telling 2 or 3 of my students that that we as musicians, we should not be too concentrated on hearing sounds, like looking at scales, or playing the notes, and not looking at chord shapes. I'm like a advocate for chord shapes on the fretboard, because chord shapes for me allow me to play very differently. Like every basic chord, you talk about an E chord, there's basically 3 shapes, right? You have the so-called the D shape, the 2 eyes in the mouth. You have the F shape, right? Like an F, and then you have an A shape, like like an A, how you hold an A. So basically you have 3 shapes in every chord. So while trying to tell them, like how to visualize it visually on the fretboard, and it will help you to kind of like go from one place to another without depending on scales. Like some of them have pentatonic scales up into their mind, ingrained in and engraved into their mind. Like they just cannot get out of the pentatonic scale. So to be able to understand the visual aspect of, say, a D shape, in key of E, and knowing that I can play all these three notes, the triads, and from there what sort of extension I can go out and forth. And in the A shape, which is so easy because it's like just a bar. Incidentally, this is the shape that I would use when playing slide on standard tuning, because that's where that's my bass, where I go up and down from, and that's where you can kind of like hook up all these three different shapes into a sort of a roadmap across your fretboard without depending on scales like do re mi fa sol la ti do, or whether what you're doing. You just have to have a clear visual understanding of where your fretboards are at every key, like G key, A, C, D, E, knowing where it is and knowing how to navigate yourself, because they're all the same after a while. And that's the thing about guitar playing for me. So irregardless of the fact, I digress. Sorry. The tone that I'm hearing is very important. So when I hear the Strat, I play differently. I just like the kind of a quack sound, especially on the second and fourth position, especially on the second position, because that's my favorite position for most stuff. The last position, the first position, if it's a humbucker or the bridge single call, this is where I will use to kind of like project out a sound that I want to be projected, like I want to be projecting. But if it's a ballad, I would probably stick to number 2, position number 2. And of course, position 5, which is the neck pickup, this is really easy, like if I'm playing like real subtle stuff or some rhythm parts. Yeah. Now the tally for me is a very different experience for me, because I came into tally pretty late, somewhere around year 2005. That's how long. That's just how late it was. I wasn't a tally player at all. So when I first played a tally, I kind of fell in love because I love country music, and country music has a whole bunch of tallies all around. So I kind of fell in love with the sound, grew up with it basically, but didn't know how to get that kind of sound and twang, which I still don't. I play a tally like I play almost guitar. So yeah, but it have a distinct tone by itself, especially the middle pickup. I mean the middle position, which is great for funk. Yeah, so it is ironical that that a country guitar is great for funk. And then you have the Les Pauls. The Les Pauls have a very distinct sound, because I grew up with that sound when I was 17. When I first, I think I spoke about this in the last video about the blue Les Paul, the traditional. When I first went to his studio, we had a couple of studios back in the 70s where you can pay money per hour to jam with your friends. And sometimes I'll go there with my bunch of friends. We have a band, and sometimes there will be like groups before us, and they are like killer groups. They are like professional groups, rock bands that sounded so awesome, and they'll be playing stuff from Grand Funk Railroad to Deep Purple, and we'll be outside. We rockers want to be and going wow, and these guys came out of the studio with smoke, probably grass or whatever they're smoking, and then with long hair, long 70s rock kind of hairstyle coming up, and we will go like, whoa, how I wish I could be like them, because they play really well. And most of the guitars that are available in that studio, because I didn't own an electric guitar when I was 17, so most of the guitars that are placed in the studio are mostly for general use, and a lot of them are rip-off from Fujigen or whatever, the Japanese rip-off Japanese rip-off of Les Pauls and Stratocasters, and most of them are pretty bad shape. But the Les Pauls are the one that are most resilient to wear and tear. And I play the Les Paul ever since, and it wasn't heavy for me because I was young then. But I love the sound of a Les Paul through a Marshall, and they have Marshall amps there. So I love the Les Paul with the JCM 800, and that's my go-to configuration, back when I was young, all the way until I started playing professionally. The clubs didn't have any Marshalls, so I had to make do with whatever amps they have there. mostly Fender Deluxes or some other Yamaha amps, transistor amps. And by then, I'm able to procure my own guitars. Basically, they will be like, Strats. I had one Tele back then, but yeah. So mostly Strats. So I fell in love with the Strat sound. Hey, David K. Vlada. Oopsie. Did you try a Schecter Jack Fowler hardtail, and what do you think of it? No, I have not. Did I? No, I did not. I tried the ones with the tremolo system. Dennis, I got a Harley Benton big tone hollow body in orange that has a really good tone. Nice. Yeah, like I said, Harley Benton has really nice guitars. If you spend time, if you have more than 20 Harley Bentons, does that indicate an addiction? Yes, it does, Dennis. I'm so sorry to tell you that. The next guitar I got my eyes on is a Squier Paranormal Jazzmaster. Wow. Oh, that's nice. Brad, hi. Strat was my first guitar too. Yeah, a lot of us started out with Stratocasters because they were quite affordable at that time. They look cool, with a tremolo system, and I love the tremolo system on the Strat, any Strat, and I grew up with the music from Steve Lukather, Jay Graydon, Michael Landau, Dan Huff. So in the 80s, we grew up with all that influences, and then later when I went to studio and became a session musician, I was doing all that. So the tremolo system is like something that became a part of my playing experience. My expression. I wasn't thinking of Jeff Beck because I can never compare my horrible playing to the great master. But what he does on the tremolo is something else. It's magical. What I did was just enough to get by, and enough to express what I want to express on certain passages of what I'm playing. That's about it. Right? Cool. A miniature Bradley Strat. It's interesting. I'm reading your email, Milo. Interesting. Mm. Oh, nice collection of guitars you have. You look like an action star, Milo. You could get the minis for about $100 back in the early 80s. Yeah, John, is that little Strat on your shelf playable on my shelf? No, that's a Lego Strat. I thought you never seen the video that I made for this? This was like a birthday present from my son. Yeah. He asked me like, Dad, what do you want for for your birthday present? And I saw this. It came with an amp, a deluxe amp actually, which is right there, which I didn't want to bring out because this is so how should we call it? It's easy to kind of like I cannot afford to drop this because everything would go. Then I have to go around looking for the parts for the tuners. In fact, I lost like 2 tuners here, tuning pack. I don't know where they went. Yeah, so it cannot fall. This thing cannot afford to fall. But my son is a Lego expert, so he had this fixed up within 15 minutes. And there's a whole lot of parts in it. He did it real fast. I've half a mind to glue everything in, like, you know, like super glue everything so that it doesn't fall apart. But that would defeat the purpose. So I have to keep it in a really nice position, and it comes with a guitar stand. So cute. Yeah. I have to find my 2 missing tuners. I don't know where the heck they go. Yeah. Don't fall. Yeah. Check out the video, Dennis. You'll love it. I'll show you the amp. It's pretty cool. So this is the deluxe amp, and the best part of it is you have picks on top of the amp, and then you have a full speaker system behind. Can you see that? And then the output jacks and everything for the foot switch. There is even an included foot switch. There you go. Oh, where did the foot switch go? Somewhere inside, I guess. Oh, this is the input jack. So this is supposed to go up to your guitar, I guess. So there's a jack out for the foot switch somewhere. I don't know where is it. Anyway, this was dropped once, so maybe some parts were missing. Or sometimes my son would cannibalize parts. Yeah, because he's like always constantly building like different stuff. So sometimes he'll cannibalize from my Lego stuff. I have a Darth Vader ship, you know. Was it an X-Wing? Yeah, and he cannibalized parts from there too. Oh, the small one behind me? What small guitar did I have behind me? I don't see no. There's no small guitar. It's all like full-size guitars. Nope. There's no small guitar behind me. That is a big guitar. That is like a SKV case. That's my Japanese Strat. Nope. Are you talking behind me? No, you can't see that far up. Just looking at it. What are you talking about? No, there's nothing there. My daughter made me one like that from a 3D printer. Wow, cool. Nice. David K. Recovering from last night's gig was a late one. Gets older as you get hard. Yeah. Had a miniature Les Paul style guitar too. They were all I could afford back then. I bought all those mini Marshalls, Fender, and Vox M. You know what? My most regrettable decision was selling off my old Fender Mustang. I bought that guitar, and it was a beautiful guitar. It was like natural finished. The conditions were like A1, you know, seldom used. I bought it real cheap. And I used it for like about a year and a half or 2, and then I sold it away. Silly me, because it would be a collector's item right now. But I sold it away, and yeah, I needed the money to buy another guitar, which is like a Fender Strat, if I'm mistaken, a main Japan Strat, you know. Melody Teo, are you still around? You look like you're from Singapore. Are you from Singapore? Well, if you're asleep, then so be it. Sorry for waking you up if you're asleep. All right. Do you play jazz at all? No, I don't. I can't play jazz to save my life. I love to hear jazz, but not the hardcore ones. There was a real small guitar on the shelf by the Little Lamb. I think it had a case. Good Lord, where do you get all that from? No? But I know what you're talking about. I have a miniature guitar back up there. It doesn't play at all. Just for show. Good friend of mine bought this from Australia, Oh, I have a sort of a Tokai 335 clone somewhere hidden inside strategically. Gonna play that Tyler Strat anytime soon. I think it's a little bit overexposed at the moment. So I'm giving it a couple of videos rest. Probably be using it again in some of the pedals review that I'm gonna do later on. And my Power Daddy too, so I'm going to start using that again. I know which one you're talking about, but it was like been around for a long time, but it's been up there all this while, so we got a good memory there, Dennis. Yeah, this is like a hidden object. Everything is hidden right here, so because I have little very limited space. If you're here with me, you'll go like, good Lord, this room is so messy, but on the camera, you don't see that. You just see this, like, what you see, right? This is a facade. That's show business for you, right? I remember one time I was invited to go up to Beijing for a TV show called Singers, in Chinese it's called Gerso. I was a guest musician invited up by this quite famous singer called Terry Lin. And Singer is a sort of a program where you features all the good singers from Southeast Asia, including the Taiwanese, the people from Hong Kong, the singers from Hong Kong, artists from Hong Kong and China, and even Singapore. And I caught snippets of the program before. I'm going, whoa, the stage is huge, and there are orchestra, there's string section, horn section, the rhythm section, the crowd, and they are very good at shooting certain angles, so you don't actually see the whole thing. But sometimes there'll be a pull-up shot of the stage, and you can see the string section and all that. And you go, wow, this stage is really big. So I went up there to a show, all expenses paid. Went up and they paid me a whole concert's worth of money just to do one song. So, and incidentally, it was a Queen song. So I went up there and I'm going like, dude, this place is really small. And it's really small. It's like a TV stage, a TV stage, you can't really say that it's really small, but it's not as big as what I perceive it to be when I saw it on the screen. And the crowd section is not humongous. It's like maybe about 100 people max, and they're like stationed everywhere, very strategic, because the cameras will be like hitting like certain places, and not to let you know that this is actually a small crowd. And then you have the stage where there, fair enough, you have the string section, the horn section, the rhythm section, the main stage where the singers to perform. Sometimes you have stage for space for dancers and all that. But all in all, it's not as big as I thought it would be. So that's show business. Everything is like, all well. And I learned a couple of lessons from there. Oh, you and me a good spy, Dennis. Well, what do you think of the tally style? Yeah, I heard it, and I wasn't impressed with it. It doesn't sound like anywhere like a tally. Just looks like a tally. I don't know. I have to play on it to find out and see what happens. Yeah. Sometimes I wish my photo memory. Me too. Sometimes I've seen things that I shouldn't be keeping in my memory bank at all. Yeah. I had one occasion while I was playing in a Chinese club. back in the mid '80s, right? And it's like some of the Hong Kong movies that you see, like where the mafia will hang out, a club, it's a nightclub, and we'll be playing there, and we get all sorts of people coming in, businessmen, triad members, and then you have the hostesses, pretty little things, hostesses and all that, and somehow they would be speaking Cantonese, like some of the Hong Kong movies that you see during that period. I guess real life mimic art, or the other way around. There was one night after I finished my set, and I packed up my guitar. I was going to bring it home to the string or something like that. Or normally I would leave my guitars in the club. So I packed up my guitar and I was about to go off home. I enter a lift with a hostess and a customer, and the guy is like probably in his late 40s, kind of plump, and he was like holding this hostess, and the hostess was talking all sorts of mumbo jumbo to him, you know how hostesses are, and he was like partially drunk. So I went into the lift with them, and the lift door opened up on the ground floor. That's where I get off, and that's where both of them went out first. As they were walking out, there were like 6 or 7 guys waiting for him, and the next thing I hear is like the hostess screaming her head off, running back up on through the stairs, and just 7 guys descended upon this guy, kicking him, punching him, just kind of go out on him, and I still remember the sound I hear where those guys landed their punch on the face, the jaw, the stomach, the body, and the guy couldn't stand any chance. There was 7 of them, like 6 or 7 of them, and he went down on the car park pavement, and one of them was stomping his head in. I don't think he's dead. I think he's really critically injured. The sound I hear of bones cracking, that never left my memory at all. And I just calmly walked in, hailed a cab, and went home. But that night, left a mark on me. The violence that men can commit to one another. Now, I'm sure some of you guys have probably seen worse, like Dennis has been through a war, but this is not a war zone. This is like Singapore, like the safest country in the world, and I see this in front of me. Sometimes earlier on when I was playing in a club, I would see blood trails, blood trails, and I'm going, what happened? And then, some guys got stabbed during a gang fight. And there's one place that I went to work later on, and we will always take the lift up to the 3rd floor where the club is. And I went in, and the whole lift was covered up with, with mattresses. Like, how it is when people are doing renovation and you just don't want to like damage the inner facade of the lift, of the elevator. So they have this sponge thing. I'm going like, and the security guard was there. So I asked him, in Malay, I said, what's happening here? Any renovation done upstairs? He said, no, somebody got stabbed. What? He said, there blood splatter all over the place, And true enough, when I took a peep, I saw blood splatter all over the place. And he was telling me that that guy died, and he was a commando. He was like a Singapore Armed Forces Special Force commando. He was stabbed to death because he went up to another club, which is higher than the club that I was playing in the upper floors. And he was complaining about the finger food that was serving in the club. And the chef didn't take too kindly to his remarks, came out with a kitchen knife and stabbed him right in the stomach. And he bled to death. So this was life back in 1980s, and occasionally we have like fights here and there. Even now, in certain clubs, when people get drunk, they'll do stupid things. So, but back in the 80s and the 70s, it was a different thing altogether. It was kind of a cowboy kind of environment sometimes. I got a police inspector in one of the earlier clubs that I played in the hotel, and we were playing like, what was playing? We were playing something from Wouldn't It Be Good? Who's that guy? to be on your shoes. Grass is always greener over there. No, that's an 80s song. Nick Kishore, yeah. And we were playing the song, and out of nowhere there was this gunshot. BAM! Really loud. And it was the first time I heard a revolver, right? I mean, I fired a revolver before, but in an enclosed area, in hotel lobby. And there was this inspector holding his gun up, and we go like, whoa, what the heck? So, but we didn't panic, because not like you guys in the States where you have, you know, shootings, mass shootings. We were like, what the heck is that? And well, eventually he holstered his weapon and he fled. You know, he fled the premises, and he was caught later on. He was a police inspector, and he was having a altercation with one of his friends, and he lost his temper and fired a gun up in the ceiling. Thank God nobody was hit. Yeah, it's just funny things that happen. Hey, hi Jesse. What the heck am I doing awake? Yeah, that's a good question. Yeah, Wonka Fai movie. Almost like that, you know. Those were the days. Yeah, Nick Kishore, right? McDonald's. Les, how about the same thing happened to me, okay? And David K. Hot Rod's Garage. What's your favorite new pedal? Oh, good thing you asked. This is my favorite new pedal, which is not really new because it's been out for a while. Check out the video that I did for this. Yeah, this is the Deluxe 61 from Origin Effects. Great pedal. I just love the what you call that, the tremolo. Yeah, so nice. Yeah, and it sounds good. This pedal really sounds like a Deluxe M if you tweak it properly. Yeah. I've a bit of a I've been talking too much this whole day and sleep deprived. How are you doing, Jesse? Yeah, it's great. I have a new pedal behind, but I'm not supposed to show you guys until its release date, which is not too far off. If I'm mistaken, let me check the email. August the 8th is the release date, so yeah, you're going to see it soon. I try having a toddler, and you know what, sleep deprived. Dude, I have 3 kids. Been there, done that, right? I'm good, just living the dream, not. I'm also... Ah, okay. What's with all this name change? My kids, they are really something else. It's a whole different journey. Yeah, another month, right? Time passes so fast, and this is where my story comes in. I have 3 kids, 2 girls and a boy. The boy is the last one, and it kind of happened by accident. And I remember that I was on a gig. I was on a tour actually with May and in Taiwan back in '99. Yeah, and I was out somewhere with the band having some R&R, and I got a call from my wife, and she says, "Look, I'm pregnant." I go, "Huh?" And I have 2 girls before that, right? And I'm going like, "What?" And I was like a bit stunned, you know. So I was like having my coffee on the table, and I put down the phone, hung up, and I was like, you know, in a daze. And the boss of the company that was doing this concert tour, a good friend of mine, came over and said, "Are you okay?" He's asking me in Mandarin, in Taiwanese Mandarin. I said, "Yeah, I'm okay." He said, "You look like you're shocked." And I go like, oh, I just found out my wife is pregnant again for a third time. And he goes like, well, you're crazy. You should be happy. And then I stop for a moment and say, yeah, actually I should be. And I think I am. And I was okay after that. Right. So I have three kids. All of them have their own different stories. But my last one, my boy, it's very interesting, challenging because he was a cute baby, cute boy, always laughing. And there was one time when he was like about 1 or 1.5. He had a bad fever, a really bad fever. I mean, we at that time was driving, so we rushed him to a clinic. The stupid doctor was sleep deprived, I guess, so he didn't know what to do, and I wasted so much time. I had to send my son to a hospital. Right on the way, he vomited, and actually it helped because his fever kind of subsided. But me and my wife believe that was a trigger that did something to him. And when he was like 4 or 5, we sent him to preschool, and then we sent him for primary school when he was 6. And the first thing that after about 2 weeks or a week, the teacher came up and phoned and called us and says, I think your son is retarded. That's a horrible thing to say. Now, obviously, he's not retarded. So I said, okay, so what can we do? And the principal said, oh, just send him to a psychologist, a government psychologist, and we'll try to evaluate from there whether there's a need to send him to a special school. So I went, he did all his IQ tests, 6 years old. And the psychologist came up to us and told us the bad news that, my son is autistic. He's in the autistic bracket. And I'm at a loss what to do because I don't know what to do. My wife doesn't know what to do. And so we asked the psychologist, which happened to be a nice guy, an elderly doctor, and I asked him, so what's my next step? Should I send him to a special school? And he goes like, look, sometimes autism can kind of fade off with the right environment, but there's obviously there's a risk, but you might want to try and just leave him where he is in public school and see what happens. So we listened to his advice, and we left him where he was in primary school, in public school. And for the first year, it was still okay because the form teacher that told me that he was retarded, he became teacher's pet. That teacher's pet. So he was well looked after for the first year. Second year, third year, all the way through the 6 years, because we have primary 6, right? He was bullied every year because he's different. He would watch iPads, he would watch cartoons, and he would memorize everything, and he would play them out in his mind. Sometimes he will forget himself, and he will like speak out the dialogues and everything in class. And the classmates always make fun of him, like he's a weird guy, and they bully him. Like, there was one time, one occasion where he was peed on in the toilet. One of the classmates actually peed on him, and Luke, my son, being Luke, he's a gentle soul and he doesn't do anything. But by God's grace, there is a classmate, a Malay classmate, who actually came to his defense and pushed that boy away and said, "Don't you ever do that again." So every year that he had spent in public school, he had people looking after him, in like whether it's a teacher or a classmate or someone else, But it took its toll on him because he didn't want to go to school, and sometimes when I try to wake him up and say, "Luke, time for school," he said, "I don't want to go to school," and I can understand that because my heart aches for him. Like if you see a boy, your own son, being bullied, right, and you can't do nothing because I would like to smack the living shit out of these kids, these little monsters, but I cannot. Right? Being a good Christian, I am. So I have to sometimes I'll go like, okay, just sleep. I'll take you to McDonald's. I would do that. His grades suffered because he wasn't good at studies whatsoever. And came a time after his primary 6 that me and my wife made the decision to send him to a special school, a school for kids like him. And we should have done that earlier on. And we did. And he was so enjoying the company that he had, in that new school, that special school. He loved to go to school every day. He just can't wait to go to school. And the school is far away, and we're talking about secondary right now. So he has to take his own transport. And he don't mind. He wake up early. He's very regimented. Being autistic, he's very regimented. So he will go to school. He just can't wait to go to school. And I saw him thrive. I saw him improve in speech, improve in mannerism. Like, he used not to look at people when you're conversing with him on your eye contact. He doesn't have that, but he improved on that, and I thank the school for so many things that they have done to kind of bring him out of that shadow. And that was God, all the way. He was looking after him from his primary school to public school to special school, and now he's working in Google. Yeah, okay, don't think too much of it. He's working in the F&B department of Google, and he's been well taken care of. His colleagues loved him. I think they treat him really well. Company loves him, so they and being Google, they have this policy of no bullying and stuff like. So he's well taken care. He loves his job. He goes to work every morning. Like, he's gonna wake up like a couple hours time. He'll wake up at 5 a.m. and then he'll get ready and take bus and the train to the head office at Google. So that's my son. All right. Yeah. I think the best part, or the worst part of school, are the bullies, right? I think a lot of you guys are probably in North America or somewhere else. You probably have your fair share of bullies, or maybe some of you guys are bullies yourself. But bullying is something that I think is so evil and cruel. So this is my younger son. My eldest, my firstborn, her name is Kelly. She's like 32 this year, married, divorced. But when she was young, she was too bullied because of her weight. That was back in the primary school area, and the kids are cruel. They make fun of her, bully her, slap her, lock her shove her into the locker, and just kept her inside. And I asked her, I said, why didn't you tell Daddy what was happening? Because I would bring hell onto these kids and their parents. But she was so afraid to do that, and she kept her mouth shut. And I asked her, I said, what happened when you're locked into the locker? And she says, well, I just gave up screaming. I just sat there and wait for them to have their fun, and I can get out the locker. And it's so sad. And I found out about this many years later. She didn't tell me when she was bullied. She didn't tell me when she was going into secondary school. We had 4 years of secondary school. She didn't tell me then. She told me right after that about what she went through in primary school, and it had a lasting effect on her because she started cutting herself in the teenage years, and that's a form of frustration and depression. In many cases. She's a lovely child, lovely girl. She still is. I love her to bits. She's my firstborn. Beautiful singing voice. All my kids have beautiful singing voice except for my son, who doesn't sing at all. But she has a heart of gold. But whatever she went through on that primary school period changed her life altogether. And I often wonder why this was allowed to happen to her. Are still coming in terms of this. I don't blame God for it. I blamed no one because she didn't tell anyone about her experiences with the bullies. So I always encourage parents to always tell the kids, do not be afraid of telling their parents that they have been bullied, because the only way to stop bullies is to stop them there and there. And these are the guys that will grow up to be nasty people. These are the guys who would shout at total strangers, who would curse and swear, and sometimes if they have weapons in their possession, they will go out and kill people just because they're not happy with the way that you look at them, or the way your car overtakes them. You have road rage and stuff like that. So we have our fair shares of bullies in Singapore, but I didn't know about this because when I was young, I never get bullied because I do not allow people to bully me. And I never bully anyone because I was from a Christian school. We were all like kind of well behaved. But to know that my kids have to go through that, it's heart wrenching. Many a times there were, the temptation to place a curse upon them, but that was before I was a Christian. Then, but now I just kind of like hope that these girls, well, they're probably women now, that they understand what they did in the past. And this sort of bullying does not just restrict itself to the young age, primary school or secondary school or whatever high school that you're at. It also applies to adulthood. Like I had my own bad experiences as being a Christian because I was backstabbed by pastors. Okay, 2 pastors who slandered me, lied about me, all sorts of stuff, and in a way I was being bullied because my hands were tied. I really wanted to send both of them to the hospital if I could, but I decided to relinquish everything to the Lord and let God have his vengeance upon them instead of me. So when people ask me about these situations that I went through, whether I forgave them, I have to say honestly that I probably did forgive them, but I will never forget what they did to me, because how can I forget the hurt that they caused to me and my family by spewing all these lies. And when you talk about lies in theology, father of all lies is Satan. So whatever they did is cruel and satanic, and they are Christian pastors. So that kind of woke me up with the fact that, hey, dude, not all Christians are angels. You get the devils in them too, in the Christian community. So bullying just doesn't stop or just happen during your growing up years. It happens anywhere else. Like we've seen how maids, helpers, domestic helpers, bullying their elderly employers or parents of their employers who slap them. They are like invalid in the bed. Some might have dementia, and this maids, domestic, would just bully them, and they were caught on CC cameras. Bullying, it happens all across the board. Teachers bullying teachers, teachers bullying students, students bullying students, bosses bullying employees, employees bullying employees of certain rank. Army, you have hazing, you have all sorts of stuff where, that's the way that the world is, the way we grow up. But I think it's time to stop bullying as a whole. I think it's time to stop bullying in school as a whole, and we have to do something about it. Either you're a parent, or whether you're involved in any schoolwork or in an environment where bullying is rampant, you have to stop it. That's the only way to stop this insidious practice of depravity in many ways. Yeah. Right, Jesse, you take care. Team Brett's. Oh yeah, that's true. School is always it's beautiful without the bullies. And I love my school. I enjoy my school days because there was no bullies in my school, or in the classes that I'm in. Borjewin Borja, good evening. A bully is another word for personality disorder. Yeah, we can name it whatever it is, but you know, when the shit hits a fan, I mean, the bully is in front of you, is doing nasty stuff to you. You know, you need to get out of it. If you can't do anything about that bully, it's good to talk to people about it, you know, and stop that. Because you know what I think about bullies? They're just like the devil. They are basing their armament. Their armament is fear. Their primary weapon is fear, to instill fear upon you. You, you threaten your family, you know, oh, you're going to tell dad and mom, I'm going to kill them, you know, or, you know, I'm going to do this to you, I'm going to do that to you. And if we were to like let them ruin your life because you believe their lies of threat and everything, a lot of us could not handle that stress and would just succumb to the threats and to the bullying. But there is a order that's above bullying, and that's the authorities. Now, depending on where you are from, the authorities would be able to help you if you voice out. But a lot of kids do not know about this. They are afraid of appearing weak to their peers. Like, yeah, I've been bullied, you know. They don't want to do that. It's the same with depression. Like how a depressed person would never say, I'm depressed. You know, they're ashamed of it. They think like, you know, being depressed is a sign of weakness. And they are afraid to ask for help. And that is so sad. We lost a lot of good people who are overcoming, who cannot overcome their depression or whatever issues they have. They could not come forth and say, I need help. The one thing that I understand in the gospel is when Peter jumped off the boat when he saw Jesus walking on the water, and he goes, oh Lord, I want to just be with you. And Jesus says, come on, Peter. And Peter went in, and suddenly he felt himself sinking. And he was like struggling in the lake, you know. And he uttered 3 words, Lord, help me. And Jesus helped him, and he didn't drown. But that 3 words is so important, Lord, help me. If we could call out for help, you know, if we could ask for help, a lot of stuff would not have happened. Recently, we have a report of this beautiful Taiwanese, or maybe American, she was based in America for a while, Coco Lee, who committed suicide. And she was struggling with depression for years. And nobody actually sat down with her and talked to her and just have a conversation with her. A lot of them didn't have the chance to talk to someone, and just couldn't take it. They just took their own life because the pain is too much to bear. I know I've been through depression. You know, my wife been through depression. My eldest daughter been through depression. You know, we know about this. You know, fear is one of the devil's main weapon, and bullies, they utilize it. They flourish under fear. You know, they'll brandish their weapon of fear everywhere they go. So as parents, if you guys are parents, or if some of you guys are pretty young, don't let bullies overtake your life. Stand up against them. You know, if you need to go to the authorities, go to the authorities. In Singapore right now, we have hotlines. You know, we have hotlines to cater to every sort of situation where if you're depressed, if you're suicidal, you can call this hotline. If you've been bullied in school, you can call this hotline, and actions will be taken. All right. I don't know about the States. They should have stuff like that. You know. I don't know. Anyway, coming back to you guys. David K. There's an old saying, sticks and stones may break my bones, but names will never hurt me. Nowadays, a lot of bullying is verbal and online, and it can have devastating effects. So that saying isn't true. No, it does not. It's not true at all. Hi, Orion Quest. Good to see you. Play 2 hurts. Bullies ain't victim. They're victimizers. Yeah? Brett Straub, my daughter was bullied all the way. Oh, that's so sad. Bullying is terrible. Sorry to hear your daughter had to go through that. Bullies usually have shitty parents who are also bullies. The children learn by the behavior adults model for them. Very true. David K. In my day, you pop a bully in the nose to get them to stop and they wouldn't come back. Nowadays, times have changed and can't advocate violence. Sometimes the old ways are the best. Amen to that. Lite are religious narcissists, also common in origin. Humanity should evolve soon. Narcissists, borderlines, malignant narcissists, sociopaths, psychopaths. Yeah. Fear, terror is a weapon of control. There's only one type of bully, and that's a bully. Great wisdom. Yeah. You've seen it, like, out in the open, like, I don't want to name names, but you guys probably know what I'm talking about, ex-president, right? So, yeah. We get guys like that, and anyway. Let your heart be your shield and let your tongue be your sword against these bullies. There was one time I was in a tube, or rather the subway, as you might call it, in Taiwan, in Taipei. I was with my wife. We were doing a Christian saw a concert there, and we were like having our time around town, visiting places. So I was with my wife, and we took a subway back to a hotel. It was pretty crowded, right? And everybody was packed like sardines. And then came in this young couple, and this guy was holding a sort of a motorcycle helmet. And he was pushing his way through, and then he was like pushing my wife, So my wife was trying to get her back out of the wedge that is being wedged between him, but he wasn't letting go. He was pushing with his girlfriend by his side, and my wife was saying, like, why stop pushing me, in Chinese. And I saw that, hey, what the heck is this guy doing? So I went to him and I spoke to him in Chinese, in perfect Taiwanese Mandarin. I said, don't look at her, look at me, look at me, look at me, look at me. I was just shouting at him, look at me, why are you looking at my wife? You look at me, why are you pushing her? He didn't even dare to raise up his head, knowing for the fact that my wife has a husband who is just beside. He was so in fear that he couldn't even lift up his head to look at me. I said, look at me, why are you pushing her? Push me. And I was out, so bad, right? And I was involved in a Christian concert. Oh, Lord, forgive me. And he kind of like slithered away with his girlfriend. Bullies, dang. Anyway. Oh, we made someone adopt a stray cat. Good. Cool. Yeah. When I was wounded, I called out, Lord. He gave me strength to crawl up that hill through my wounds. So very serious. Sorry to hear that, Dennis. I know you've been through a whole lot. If I'm an American, I would say thank you for your service. But I'm a Singaporean, and I would thank you for your service. For they kept the communists at bay in Vietnam. Well, not really, because the communists took over all Vietnam. But thank you for your service. And it must be hard. I cried out to the Lord for help countless of times. Even when my son was going through all this bullying and stuff like that, I cried out to God for help. I said, Lord, I cannot do anything. The actions that I'll do will not be befitting to your name. And I say, there's no one who can help my son other than you. And he did. He never let me down at all. And the same thing goes for my daughter. So my daughter got divorced a couple of months back. It was bad. Yeah, she was. She didn't take it too well. It was really bad for her. She ended up in hospital. Stayed in hospital for a couple of days. All broken up, devastated. And she moved in with us. And she had a dog, Reggie, a cute little bugger. Yeah. So, but my two dogs. I have two dogs at home, and they're all senior, right? They couldn't stand him because he's like a young pup. He's going all over, like, all hyper, and they just couldn't stand him. They kind of find him really irritating. So when they were married, she came over to visit us with the dog. The dogs didn't like him at all, wanted to bite him and all that. So when she came back and stayed with us, the dog came along. And for first day, they didn't get on well at all. And she was like in my bedroom, with my wife. My wife was like taking care of her while I was sleeping with my son. My second daughter was in Nashville, Tennessee at that time for a month. So I was at my wit's end because I don't know what to do, right? And I remember waking up that day, and praying to God and say, Lord, I do not know what to do. I don't know how to handle the situation with the dogs, because I know she loved her dog so much, and to take him away would be devastating for her. But I cannot allow this thing to happen like this. So Lord, could you please help me, Lord, And I got up and I went to my room and I spoke to her. I said, look, the situation with Reggie, which is her dog, and our dog, is not good for any one of us here because it causes us undue stress. So we might have to find a way to kind of like bring a dog and stay temporarily at someone's place. And she broke down in tears because she didn't want to leave him. And I go like, okay, we'll just give it one more try, right? So I picked him up. I picked this little bugger up, Reggie, and I brought him to the hall and to the living room where my two dogs are. And when I sat him down, guess what happened? They got along well. No biting, no barking, And he's smart. Like Reggie is really smart dog. He's a calf poo. He's like a cavalier mixed with a poodle. He's super smart. He kind of like submit himself to both of them. And they both like, okay, so they kind of understand the situation. Dogs are really, really smart. So they cohabit together without any incident at all until today. And I credit that to my Lord Jesus Christ, because I prayed and he delivered. And that took one equation out of my head, the problem out of my head. So I concentrate on my daughter to aid in the recovery, which she did, pretty fast. And she recovered, started working, she is right now. She's still staying with me. I love it. I love the fact that she's with me because I love her to bits. Like I said before, I love all my kids to bits. I just wish that they would stay with me as long as possible. Not like you guys, because I know you guys in the States who can't wait for the kids to move out of the house. Like when they hit 18, get out of the house. For me, I love my kids so much because I just love having them at home. And that's who I am. All right, enough storytelling. Okay, I think I have to go now. Thank you for spending time with me. Thank you for keeping me company. For some of you guys who are new here, welcome to the channel. Sometimes I have streams like that every week, sometimes every once in a fortnight. So yeah, the subject really doesn't just pertain to guitars. It does, but it also pertains to other aspects of life, if you choose, or if you want to, indulge in me as I go around talking all this. What, you had a come to Jesus talk with Reggie? No, that's not, no, I didn't talk to Reggie about it. I talked to Jesus. I said, Lord, you gotta help me to settle this problem with my dogs. Hey, Timothy. I didn't see you. You've been lurking in the background. Yeah, and I consider all you as my friends. All right, before I go, let's just pray a short prayer, and then we can go about doing what we do on our Sunday mornings, or or Monday morning. Well, I thank you, Jesus, for this time we had together. I thank you for the friends and brothers that I have before me. Thank you for the opportunity to share what you have done in my life. I thank you for the opportunity for all of us to share, like how Dennis shared about how you saved him from that hill, Lord. And for some of us who went through wherever we went through struggles with our kids and with bullies and the likes, that Lord, that you have managed to pull us through that dark period of time. I thank you, Lord, for your grace and your mercy, Lord. So I pray the Lord, you watch over all of us, especially those who are young parents. The Lord, that you give them wisdom, and that you will teach, help them to teach their kids properly and godly. I also pray that, Lord, that you grant journey mercy for those who are traveling. And I also pray for those who need help in their health. I just pray the Lord that you will heal those of us who are ailing, whether it's a long-term illness or a short-term illness, doesn't really matter, because Lord, you are so good. You're all powerful. You're able to do all things, Lord. So Lord, I pray for divine healing by you, by your hands, Lord. And thank you, Lord. Thank you for tonight. That's all. Have a good night rest. For those who are in the same time zone, or those of us in the North American time zone, Lord, I just pray for a good day ahead for them. I thank you, Lord. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen. So you came back from Cuba. Oh, so nice. Do you manage to meet Castro? Oh, better still, do you manage to bring back some Cuban cigars? Hey, we mentioned it, Brett. It was a pleasure and honor to be among friends. You take care, Dennis. Take care, Logify. You're doing great work. Oh yeah. Bye, Orion. Take care. Bye. Pray to this. Pray to Hertz. Brett, thank you for joining us. Thank you, David. Claus, good night. Lith. Yeah. Good night. Great of you to join us. Right. You're smoking of all types. Well, basically, when you smoke a cigar, you're not supposed to inhale. Yeah. You're supposed to puff up, just for the aromatic experience. Good to have you with us, Orion. Yeah. Night. Ooh. Take care. Take care of yourself. God bless.